In this video, I'm going to be putting the iPhone 13, iPhone 14, and the Sony ZV1 to the test. We'll be examining image quality of 1080 HD and 4K at different magnifications, along with the Moment camera app. Also, paying attention to sound quality. Stick around, I'll have some sound clips at the end of the video of my podcast to show you the cameras and the audio in action. Let's jump right in. First of all, there's a few things we need to go over. If you guys look here, all of the lighting is the same for each shot because for sure lighting is crucial when you're looking at certain podcasting or even content creation. Also, if you guys look here, I also cropped the actual video, and if you guys didn't know, it will actually increase the actual size. So if you guys look here, I did crop them all at the exact same spot. So I did it half of the rotation key. I just used that as a marker and right before the reset key, right? So I'm going to go through and show you guys that real quick. So, there. Cool. And then I'm going to hop over to here and then I'm going to show you guys that as well. Cropped, boom, boom. Cool. Right. Because again, it does do a lot, because if you guys look in here, I'm actually gonna increase the size and you can see it gets a little blocky, right? So all of these are not scaled up, so just keep that in mind if you're trying to do any of these yourself. But let's jump right into it. So if we hop over here, we have them both, right? So we have an iPhone 13 and this one's at 1080p and this is at 0.5 magnification, and we have the iPhone 13 at 4K at 0.5. So I'm going to try and have it about the same shot, I guess. I am in motion, so it will be a bit blurry, but if you guys kind of look here on 0.5, it's not actually using your main camera lens, as in it's not the best option, and I would say don't use that, but you will see along as we scoot over to the 1x magnification. So here we have a 0.5. I would say the 4K does look a little better, but still, it's it's still kind of blurry, right? You can kind of see here how it's a bit blocky, and this one has a lot, I guess, smoother lines, if you will, but it's still, I guess it's loud, right? There's a lot of noise. I'm gonna hop over here to the iPhone 13. Again, 4K. And so this one here, that's the iPhone 13 4K at 0.5, right? And the iPhone 13 4K at 1x. As you can see here on the main camera, on the 1x, guys, it's a lot smoother up on the lines, right? And again, I did not zoom into the 1x. This is just how it is on the actual phone itself. It zooms in because it's 1x, right? So you can kind of see a lot better lines here compared to here. It's somewhat blocky, but it's still better than the 1080, right? So this is 0.5 and it's still at 4K, right? And again, this is the iPhone 13. So let's hop over to the iPhone 14. So if you guys look here, I'm going to zoom in, right? Okay, so the iPhone 14 at 1080, right? Okay, cool. This is at, again, 0.5 times magnification. This is at 1x. It's a little bit better, right? As you can see lines. Of course, it is zoomed into 1x, but still, if you were going to use this for some kind of content creation, this is how it would look. Let me play this clip real quick. Let me go back to the first so you can kind of see it in motion. You see here at my shorts here, it's loud, right? There's a lot of noise. This is kind of more defined. And again, you can see the heater. It's kind of blocky. So I hope this, so far has helped. And again, subscribe, because I've been on this for a while, and like for me, I was like, I need to find what works for me, right? So let's hop over to the iPhone 14 at 4K at 0.5 magnification, and then we're gonna have it at 1x magnification. So let me put this over to where it starts. Let me zoom in, and I'm gonna press play here. Yes, as you can see here, like again, it's crisper than the other ones. Let me come back to the name of them. So again, this is the iPhone 14 4K, right? This is what I shoot in all the time compared to this, all mainly because of, it's all like, again, they're not on point. And again, this is on auto focus, so it's not me doing all the focusing and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys look back here, cool, right? This one's just, you can hardly see this. You can't really read anything on this. It's kind of blotchy. So I would shoot everything, if you have an iPhone, in 4K 1x. So now let's hop over here. We will compare the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 14 4K at 1x. So for me, it looks almost the same. Let me go back and let's actually play this so we can kind of get an idea. You guys, it almost looks the exact same. How crazy is that? Yeah, I'm having a problem there, but it's all good. I have a stutter. Cool, don't matter. We still got to get things going. So yeah, you can see all the lines here. You can almost read what's on my screen here, which is very interesting. I would say, honestly, they look almost the exact same, right? So let's come back out of here. Let's play it one more time for you guys. So let's magnify it and we'll press play. Very, very, very interesting right there. So now let's hop over to the iPhone 14 with the app. So here's at 0.5x magnification, and this is at 1x, and it's only 1080. So it's okay, right? It's kind of blurry because I'm in motion. Let me try and stop. Yeah, see, like again, it's still kind of blurry compared to my hands are in motion. With this, 1080 is I would say on point for sure over the 0.5. But let's compare this to the other option, the iPhone 14 Moment app 4K. So here we have a 0.5x, right? And then 4K 1x. And yeah, it's a huge difference. As you can see my shorts, that's grainy. Let's actually play the whole thing here. Let's see here. Let me zoom in for you guys. All right. You can, yeah, how crazy. It's a huge difference. So I would for sure use the 4K option. It just looks so much better on that. It's like, it's crazy. All right. So now let's hop over to the iPhone 14, just using the actual app on your phone, like what it comes with, and then the actual app for the Moment app. So let's hop to a spot where I'm somewhat still, right? And then we're gonna look over here. So as you can tell, they're almost the same. Like if you guys think it's the same, let me know down below, and if it's something you should get, like the app. I believe at the time I got the app was like $7.99, and it's, you guys, it only applies to one phone, because me, like again, being cheap, I was like, okay, I want to put it onto my 14, and then I'm going to use my iPhone 13 and use it. No, I would say like it's only an option for that phone. So FYI. So let's come back and actually play this, and then we're gonna see what you guys think. You guys, I think it's practically the same, but with the app, you do have an option to control all of your lighting and all that stuff. I would say it's cool, but is it really needed? I don't know, because all this stuff you can do in post, right? As in, okay, if it's not as bright, right, you can kind of come over here to bright, like, okay, cool. If it's too bright, you can kind of come down. So that's all up to you, right? So let's hop over to the Sony ZV1 here. So let me hit a spot that looks good where I'm not too in motion, right? So up on the Sony ZV1, it is zoomed all the way out, right? I'm in motion, I guess, here. So I only have the option of 1080p and 4K. There's no extra app as in I had for the iPhone 14. So here's what it looks like. I would say up on the 4K, it's more defined. It's got sharper lines. This one's fine, but it's still a bit blocky, a little blurry. Let me go back and actually play, and then I'll show you guys. So I'm going to go and I'm going to play here. I think the 4K option looks more crisper, not by much though, right? If you guys, let me try and go in. So it almost looks the same. That's just my opinion of it. And it's weird because it is a little darker than these ones, right? And again, it is on auto, right? It's like an auto focus, auto white balance, all that stuff. And again, you can alter these if you're trying to, make it more bright, all that kind of stuff, right? Because for me, I would probably hit it to about 7, 8, maybe. But anyways, okay, let's hop over to these guys. So here's the iPhone 14 with and without the app at 1080. Let me zoom in. Let me try and find a spot where I'm not in motion as much. Let's do that. So, this is, clear. Yeah, this is all on you if you want to hold on to the iPhone 14s or the ZV1. I personally think this one over here, the Sony ZV1, is a lot crisper, but that's just me. Let me go back so you all could see the actual names. So for me, I'd be like, okay, that's the Sony ZV1, right? So now let's hop over to the 4K, right? So let me get a spot where, let's just do it there. I don't care. So we're going to hop over to here, right? So all of this is 4K at 1 times, of course, except for the Sony ZV1. It's all the way zoomed out. We have here crisp, it's, I would say, super crisp, right? So here's the iPhone 13, iPhone 14, and the ZV1. So I would say, if you want to use your iPhone 13, hey, works perfectly fine. I've used this for about a year doing all of my footage with my podcast. The iPhone 14 that I just switched to because, okay, here's a tip. Always have your phone on airplane mode when you're recording something like a podcast or something, because if somebody calls you, it's going to shut off the video function of your actual camera, and it could stop stuff and all that kind of stuff. All right, so let me play this, and then I want to see what you guys think. So I'm using 14. That is pretty distracting. So let me mute all these tracks because that is super distracting. Sorry, let me go back. All right. Yeah, so who wins? Personally, it would probably be the ZV1 and then probably the iPhone 13. So now I'm going to play all of the audio that these all have. So it'll play and then stop, and then it'll go over from 1 to 1. I'm going to increase the size. And then after that, I'm going to let you hear the actual Sony ZV1 the iPhone 14, and I have my Zoom H6, and I use the Samson Q2U mics in with it. So let's hop over here, and I'm going to have this big, and then you're just gonna have it play, and then it'll hop over to black. So I'm using the iPhone 13. It is at 4K, and we're at 1x magnification. It's the iPhone 14 4K at 1x magnification. I'm on the iPhone 14. We are using the Moment app, and we are at 1x magnification. Sony ZV1 4K. So if I'm, just doing my thing here. So hopefully you guys heard that and were like, okay, I like the sound from either the iPhone 13, 14, or actually the Sony ZV1. You could always go back and start it here and just kind of, I would say, not really look at the screen, but actually have your eyes closed and just kind of hear the actual differences, right? So now we're gonna hop over to these in action. So this is my actual podcast I have. So right now it's gonna be the Sony ZV1. If you guys look at these numbers here, it'll have something like this, like C0019. This is the Sony ZV1, how it names your files. And then over here is the actual iPhone. This is how it names it. So if you are using both as like an option to shoot your stuff, here's like a super easy way to actually know that this is from the Sony ZV1 and this is from an iPhone. Also, here's a quick tip here. So let me pull up my options here. So let me come here to the 4K, and again, I do have two screens. So here's an easy way to show and see if you shot in 4K or 1080p. So I have all my files here. So I'm gonna click one. I'm gonna right click on my mouse, and then I'm going to go to properties, and then I'm gonna go to details. So right here, it's 1920 by 1080. Right, so like right here, up on the Sony ZV1, it'll read like HD, and also on the iPhone as well, it's just HD, right? So let's hop over to one that is 4K. So I'm gonna, again, right click, I'm gonna go to properties, I'm gonna go over to details, and you come here, it's 3840 by 2160. So this right here is 4K. So a small little tip there, right? So let's get that out of the way. So I'm gonna play this clip. It's going to lead into the iPhone, and then it's gonna lead into the actual Samson Q2U with the Zoom H6. So let's play this. Let me get this big, and here we go.
Not gonna lie, yeah. But I was insecure, and I was like, I know how this works. I know how life works. You don't wait for the stars to align, and sometimes when they do align, shit happens immediately after.
We will never ever speak again. We will never.
Or even mean that's what they mean, right?
Because
yeah.
I mean, life is fluid, so
exactly.
So people in life changes, but
so
yeah, I got it way wrong.
If you're Mexican, grande. If you're Portuguese, grande. If you're French, grande.
You see, he's got woo.
Em português?
Português. Você fala português?
I hope you guys enjoyed this. Of course, how much money are you trying to spend, right? But I hope you guys liked it. And of course, like, subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.